Welcome everybody to the King Alex Gilbert broadcast, and here we are. You read the title. It's Hellfire Ramparts time. So let me just list myself in a group, and hopefully somebody will just invite me. I mean, that'd be pretty convenient. Somebody will just sit there and invite me. I don't want to make my own group because I'm lazy. And while I do that, let me do some stream side stuff while we wait to be randomly invited into a group. Also, sorry about starting late once again. For some reason, and this was really strange for me, for some reason I could not log in to World of Warcraft Burning Crusade, but I could log in to World of Warcraft Retail War Within. Because I was wondering, I wonder if I can't log into Burning Crusade, so I'll try a different World of Warcraft thing. So I tried out World of Warcraft War Within, logged into that perfectly fine, and then I tried Burning Crusade again, then it let me in. So I don't really know what happened there, but it should be fine, right? I mean, it should be fine. So what we're doing today is Hellfire Ramparts, just hopefully like whispering to get in, like invite please. And hopefully somebody will take me. I mean, I am a mage level 62. That's pretty good. And we also want to try not to get ganked. That's Shattered Halls. Where's Hellfire Ramparts? Is that Ramparts? Yeah, that one's Ramparts. Wait, no, it's Hellfire Citadel. I don't really know. I don't know. I like Hellfire Ramparts. I did forget where it was, though. I mean, I could start just inviting people. You know what I mean? I could just invite everybody. I don't really want to invite someone. I want somebody to invite me just because it's more convenient for me that way. And I could see people not wanting to invite. Ah, no. We got some goobers, man. All right, here we go. See, like that. Level 68? Bro, what? Holy crap. Oh, the level 68 left. Okay, I was about to be like, hold on. He probably sent a portal. Oh, no. Ah! Okay. There we go. Let me just jump down here. I won't die, yeah. Dang it, man. Don't have a port to chat yet, though. Where to? Well, we're doing Ramparts, aren't we? Are we doing Ramparts? I don't know what they're saying in chat. You guys can't read chat because I don't want to get banned for somebody just randomly typing in a bannable word, but they're talking about where to. Wait, what? Wait, what? Are we not doing Ramparts? I thought he just like ported a level 68. Oh, okay, so we are doing Ramparts. I'm listed for ramps though. Let's see if we can make a group. Okay, there we go. All right, he's gonna make a group. All right, that was confusing. He was selling portals, and I guess he's doing other stuff. I have really no idea what's going on, but anyway, it's fine. I guess let us talk about something while we wait. Let's talk about something insightful, something productive while we walk around this Hellfire wastelands called Hellfire Peninsula. Let's talk about the state of individuality in schools. Schools, especially in America, just cram it into you, cram it into you, that you have to do everything by yourself. That cooperation is bad. If you do everything by yourself, it's good. You know, for example, we take cheating extremely seriously, right? Like when you're taking a test, everything has to come from your mind and your mind only. If it comes from everybody else's mind, major F, you fail the whole thing. Like, competition is key, and that is what drives innovation. Or at least that's what they tell you. What if I told you that competition is not key, and competition actually stifles innovation and creation on a large scale? Let's just go straight into it, shall we? First off, obviously, Look at every single AI company: Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, DeepSeek. Whether you like these AIs or not, whether you use AI or not, you have heard people online say, for example, Claude is so much better at writing than ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is so much better at code, but Gemini is better than both of them at math. Well, imagine if instead of competition, where all three of these or all four of these AI companies are going at it, instead we did cooperation and we built one AI model that can do the math of Gemini, the writing of Claude, and the coding of ChatGPT, put it all together and have a super AI instead of having 5 different AIs scattered across the markets where some are good at some things and some are good at other things, and you need to make 5 different accounts and have all unified login. That actually stifles creativity. Competition's stifling creativity right now because we have 5 major products on the market. I'm saying 5 major products because there's also minor products on the market. Like everybody, like Snapchat has their own AI, Instagram has their own AI, X has their own AI, but like the big AIs are Gemini, Google, ChatGPT, OpenAI, Copilot, Microsoft, DeepSeek, just China in general, and Claude, Anthropic. We have the smartest people on the planet works at these companies, but they all work at the detriment of each other. Like when Claude makes an advancement, that doesn't mean ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, or Copilot. That doesn't mean any of them make an advancement. Also, I'm dead. Level 68's killing me. Yeah, that doesn't mean that those companies get an advancement. That doesn't mean that their AI magically gets better. It can mean that. It can and has many times before meant that, but it doesn't always mean that. And because it's competition and stuff, right? Because it's non-stop competition and we're always working as enemies instead of allies, it is in their best interest to not sit down and share the industry trade secrets on what makes these AI chatbots good. One second, let me take a drink of water. So what ends up happening here is we have the smartest people in the planet spread out across multiple companies, multiple high-profile, famous companies. And yet, none of them are working for the benefit of humanity or the product that they're pushing. Like for the benefit of AI, smart artificial intelligence. Instead, everybody is at war with everybody else. Like a win for Copilot is a lose for every single other AI company. And that is bad. And you may be wondering, well, why is that bad? I mean, in school, right, we're taught that competition creates innovation, because now, since all these companies are losing, they'll try even harder now to make their product better, which is true on a small scale event. But for example, and unfortunately here, that doesn't work with large scale, huge products like AI, because everybody needs to pull in. Like, for example, so I'm contributing to AI right now. I'm contributing to the advancement of AI. This live stream is going to get crawled by either Gemini, ChatGPT, Copilot. It's going to get crawled by some type of AI, get put into a database. So when you ask it to make a video or ask how humans are communicating, it will know how to do that. So competition doesn't work because everybody and their mother needs to be helping with AI development. So when you have people like a I win, you lose type of situation, like Gemini wins because they have all the YouTube data, Copilot loses because they don't have anything. It's actually bad because we're having a thing where all the special data that can be used to train AI is compartmentalized and shoved away so the competitors can't use it, but it also stifles the consumer because, like I said before, now if you want to get the best coding, you have to go to ChatGPT, but if you want the best math, you have to go to Gemini, but if you want the best writing, you have to go to Claude. So you need 3 accounts and 3 AIs, and then if they ever make these AIs expensive, or if they ever make these products have a subscription service, you're now paying for 3 subscription service if you want the best possible outcome. That is great for the shareholders and the select few. It's bad for humanity and society as a general and development of this AI. So you may be wondering then, why is cooperation better instead of competition? Well, if cooperation, let's say that we all banded together with the mediator being the United States government, because I think we can all agree, right? We can all agree AI is an extremely powerful tool if used correctly. It can make videos, it can write text, it can synthesize information extremely fast. It could do basically whatever you want within reason and within varying complexities. So if we have a mediator to make sure nothing gets out of control and everybody's fair, like a government, you know, it doesn't have to be our government, it could be any government agency that has power to make sure these AI companies keep in check, and then these big companies and the small companies too pool all their resources and models together to create the super AI. Well, then that's just better. Now, you may be wondering, right? You may be wondering, okay, that's great. We now have one super AI. We now have one super AI with the characteristics of Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, Copilot. We have the characteristics of all these AI. That is great. That is perfect, Alex. King Alex Gilbert. But you made one fatal flaw. This is now a monopoly, isn't it? And you would be correct. And that is where I believe we need an intermediary like the government. That's why I brought up the government. Because, for example, power line companies have a monopoly. It's just true. Most likely there's 1, 2, at very rare situations, 3 power line companies / internet companies. That is a monopoly. The reason why they can be a monopoly is because of the amount of infrastructure and requirements to make their own proprietary lines. So if we had like 60 power companies all trying to sell you a service, there would be lines everywhere. There would be power lines literally everywhere. Up the wazoo. You know, power lines in the ground, power lines in the sky, power lines everywhere. Like, no matter where you go, you'll be stuck with power lines and like noisy generators and maybe even a bunch of wireless signals if you want like a wireless internet company. That will disrupt other internet companies. It disrupts the environment. It's just not feasible. And it splits the customer base. So like, you know, one power company might only have like 100 people under their wing. And then when they go out of business, they have to rip up all those power supplies and stuff. So the local governments, you know, like city level or state level governments, they step in and they say, okay, we will let you, XYZ Corporation, have basically an effective monopoly over the power grid. But when you want to do price hikes, or you want to sit down and try to charge a different service or something, or try to stifle any other competition that we've approved, you have to go through us, the government. And if the government's a trustworthy organization, then this is good, because not only do we conserve resources, we conserve resources because, number one, we're chill, right? We have only one set of power lines and only one set of wireless receivers. We get optimal signal clear up. You know, the environment's not absolutely destroyed. But also, one second, let me take another drink of water. But also, I guess, like, innovation and efficiency actually goes up, because now you don't have the smartest minds in the area, right? You don't have Bob, who's a genius, working at ABC Corporation, and Joe is working at XYZ Corporation, and Susan's working at WXZ Corporation or something. You know what I mean? You have all these people working in the same company, and you have the smartest minds working together. So on a large scale, or like something complex like AI or power companies, competition's actually bad. It is a waste of resources. In schools, this is where schools have a problem with this, right? Schools, they teach hyper individuality, right? You know, if you don't know something, you are stupid and you should never get help. They do this with tests, right? When you sit down and you take a test, if you cheat, you get an F. You're never allowed to ask questions to your peers when you're struggling on something, which I think is just a bad idea and stifles learning in general. Because let's say there's you and Joe. You are really good at writing and reading, right? You're really good at language arts. Let's just say that. You're really good at the language arts subject. And Joe is really good at the math subject. And you're taking a test that has math and reading in it. So now Joe is struggling. Joe's struggling really, really, really hard on reading and writing. And you're struggling really, really hard on mathematics. Well, now both of you end up getting a 50% on the test, because both of you are really smart in one field. You know, you're technically like a one-trick pony in math, and you're a one-trick pony in language arts and reading. But because of that, because there's no cooperation there, you both end up failing. You both end up getting a 50% on the test because you both don't know what you're doing. And school is just fine with that. But meanwhile, if you two would have worked together, you would have got 100%. You would have got a perfect 100% because you are an unstoppable dynamic duo. But school, they're like, you must always be 100% hyper individualistic, and you must always have everything come from the mind. You must never ask for help of your peers, even though in industry and in company and utilization in general, you have not only your peers to ask questions on, your boss and your managers, but you also have the whole internet. Like, cheating doesn't really exist. I mean, yeah, you can steal somebody's idea, like that exists, but like the concept of cheating after school is like, it's non-existent basically. Like, you should look stuff up on the internet. You should try to get other people's help. Like, for example, the car, you know, the car slash truck. Do you think the car slash truck, like the modern automobile, was made by one person? Like, only one person. One person just crafted up the whole schematics and built the car just like that and then mass produced it? Of course not. The car slash modern day automobile was made with many, and I mean many, great minds. You know, some people that were really, really proficient in safety, some people that were really proficient in efficiency, really, really efficient at XYZ thing. Like, you had the best and greatest minds working on something. You had the genius level people from all different fields working together to try to find a solution. It wasn't just Bob who made the whole thing himself, because school taught him if you sit down and you get help from anybody else, you're a cheater. You'll go nowhere in life. Ping-ponging information off each other. And group projects do really well in this scenario, in my opinion. Group projects, sorry about that. Group projects are like 50-50, right? They either go really, really, really well, and they teach you the benefit of working together in a group. Like, for example, you can either accomplish this thing that was unaccomplishable before, or you can do this thing 3 times faster because you have 3 more heads, 3 more bodies into the working. Or it ends up being worse because you have dead weight, and then the dead weight ends up unfortunately pushing you away from working with more people and working together and for collaboration. And just like how tests push you away from collaboration. Like, I'm not saying the tests, right? I'm not saying forcing people to get knowledge from their mind and their mind only is necessarily a bad thing. Like, I think in moderation it's fine. The problem is there's like always, we're always testing each other. We're always doing tests, right? And because we're always doing tests in our mind, we should never ever try to rely on anybody else, because if we ever rely on anybody else's mind that's not our own, we're gonna fail the test. But in reality, you gotta rely on people. You gotta rely on people outside of school. You gotta rely on people in a corporation, in a company, in a job. You have to rely on these people. You can't just do everything yourself. But school makes it sound like, and you know, you can do everything yourself in school, in theory, except like sports. And school makes it seem like you can do everything yourself, no matter what. Just always sit back, kick back, and relax, and just grind away yourself personally. And that would make sense if life was as easy, or like not necessarily easy, but as straightforward as school. Like, school is a very straightforward formula, right? You have the authority figure being your teacher. Your teacher tells you what to do. They drop papers on your desk. You complete the papers. You socialize with friends. You get a grade, and then you rinse and repeat. You know, you keep doing these papers. You keep doing these things every single day. Rinse and repeat. You start learning the subject. The subject gets increasingly harder, but at a very manageable scale. You and your friends get socialization. You know, you hate it sometimes, you enjoy it other times. Every single day is the same. You pretty much know what to expect for the most part. Very, very predictable. No real outside pressure. And you do that for 13 years publicly, and then up to like another 8 privately in like a college. The problem is, once when you get into industry and you are like the thinker, man, like I'm not saying like your first ever job you gotta be doing all the thinking, but once when you get into industry and you get into a higher up job, you have to rely on other people. It's no longer a competition. It's no longer a him against me type scenario. It's a let's all work together to benefit the company. But through school, all you learned, unfortunately, is a him against me. It's I'm the best, you're the worst, I'm gonna beat you up to feel superior. It's not a how can both of us sit down and make our product that much better in this way, using my strengths and your strengths to negate our weaknesses. And it is, I'm not really sure how I would fix that in school, right? Because like I said before, it is important that you're not always relying on somebody, because then you end up getting over-reliance, right? I'm not saying that sitting down, right? I'm not saying that you should sit down and always do cooperation and never think for yourself. And that is where, and that's why I'm not really 100% sure on how I would complete this and how I would accomplish this. But I do know it is bad to stifle cooperation and prioritize competition over cooperation, because competition over cooperation means nobody benefits, everybody gets worse. Cooperation means everybody benefits. So it's a dilemma, right? It's a dilemma. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure, okay? I'm not really sure how to fix that. I just know that the system's broken at the moment, and it can be optimized. Because if you rely on somebody 24/7 to like think with you, and you can never think for yourself, like eventually you're going to be alone. You're going to be alone in an industry eventually. Like, I'm not saying that this will never happen. And when you are alone, what is there to talk about? You know what I mean? Like, if you can't ping pong something off a wall when there is no wall, you know what I mean? So you have to generate ideas yourself, and that, like, being a problem solver is a good idea. So then you're not always harassing the boss or other people, right? So you're not always sitting down harassing people to get more answers out of them. You're thinking more for yourself. You're being an independent worker, an independent person. So, in my opinion, competition on a low stakes scale. Like, for example, I love this competition. Back in 3rd grade, we had to memorize multiplicable timetables. And those are just like, what is 1 times 1? 1. What is 2 times 2? 4. What's 3 times 6? 18. You just had to like memorize that in your mind without using a calculator. You know, very simple multiplicable timetables. And we had to learn and we had to memorize them, preferably before the end of the school system. Well, we had these rockets, right? And when we accomplished a tier, right? When we accomplished one of the tiers, we got to color in a rocket, and it was on display for the class. And obviously, I was one of the smarter kids. Don't need to brag, right? I mean, but I was one of the smarter kids, so my rocket was always, you know, more filled up than other people's rockets, and that is great for me. But also, it creates me to work harder because I don't want to get knocked off my podium, because, like, you know, I may have been the smartest person in the class, but I was not, like, I was not the smartest person by far, you know what I mean? Like, the next person, they were just slightly under than me. So, like, they kept getting better at multiplicable timetables. I kept getting better at multiplicable timetables. And in fact, they did, in fact, pass me a couple of times. And that encouraged me to work harder, because why competition is good there. Now, let's talk about why competition is good there, because this is a very important thing to say. Why does competition work for multiplicable timetables? Because we're not really producing anything. It's self-taught knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're producing it prize. It's not like after we learn all the multiplicable timetables, a trophy appears out of nowhere, then we could sell that trophy. No. It's motivational. It's a goal. It's a personal goal to fill up the rocket before everybody else. And it's a personal goal to learn. So it is actually, in fact, excellent for learning, because you can become the best at learning, and you memorize it more because you don't want to lose your status, or you want to gain the status of being the smartest and brightest in the class. So competition can work great when it's a personal goal that doesn't really affect everybody in the classroom. Like, for example, the average kid in the class, or the slightly below average kid in the class, it doesn't really matter if I'm the smartest, or Bob's the smartest, or Joe's the smartest. For them, it's all the same. So competition can be great then if it is doing a net positive. Like, for example, if we do have a net positive amount of people, right? If we have a net positive amount of people learning, so like, let's just say the top 10 people in my class learned their timetables way better, right? That is just great because it doesn't affect the rest of the people. But when you're developing AI, and AI is such a broadly used thing, or when you're developing automobiles and it's so broadly used, right? It does affect the consumer or the middle guy. If the top 5 dudes are efficiently going at it and they're making each other's product objectively worse. Instead, they should work together. So it's like when it's a personal goal for competition, or a very, very low stakes goal, then competition's always better. But once when you get high enough in industry or high enough in the world, cooperation in fact becomes better and preferred, because you can make so much more. Like, you can make so much more without fighting with each other, you know? You just take the best parts of your product and you put it with the best parts of the other person's product. The weaknesses get negated and it's just better overall. It's just a better product. It's just a better, amazing thing. You know, it's just, you gotta think about it, right? You know, you just gotta sit down, you just gotta think about it. And I think truly we need to stop with the hyper individualism and incorporate from an early, and I'm talking about like an early age, like probably elementary school, just slowly put in cooperative elements, you know, not personal elements, cooperative elements. Because I think if you just randomly flip the switch, right, and in 12th grade, you just all of a sudden put a bunch of group activities, that people are going to hate you because that's not how their brains are wired. You have to start from the ground up because, you know, after 13 years of individualism, if you start doing group content and group cooperation in high school, that won't work. You know what I mean? It just won't. Like, the kids are not going to understand. The kids won't even like it. The students will just be like, you suck, teacher, stop giving us group assignments. Because we've all been there before. We all hate group assignments for the most part. Well, we all hate random assignment group, like a random partner group assignments, because, you know, you're always going to get those people that suck. But if taught at a young age that your input matters, then they'll be more likely to help more. Because I think that's another problem, right? With the hyper individualism, this creates a problem because now the below average kids, right? The below average kids look at me, right? And they think, oh, he is so smart. And because we're never allowed to work together and we're always in competition, I'm always going to be stupid, or I'm always going to be less of him. And I think that's bad because I don't think anybody is stupid, right? I don't think anybody, especially in school, is dumb or below average. I think they just don't realize their potential, or they're holding their potential back because what they realized and perceived in their mind is, oh, I'm just the middle of the lane kid. I'm just always going to be the middle of the lane kid. I can't move up. I can't move down. This is the caste system of the school. It is what it is. It's fine. My time will come once when I graduate high school, or I graduate public schooling in general. And I think that's just a bad way. Like, that's just a bad way to think about life in general. To intentionally stifle your... To intentionally stifle your whole career, your whole intelligence, your whole abilities, just because somebody is smarter than you. That just sucks, because there's always going to be somebody smarter than you, right? Like, even if you are the smartest person in your school or in your college or even in your field right now, there's always going to be somebody smarter than you at something. Like, yes, you may be the smartest World of Warcraft player right now. Like, maybe right now, if you were the smartest World of Warcraft player, you would kill Watchkeeper Golgamar way faster than my group is. That is true. You might be way smarter at World of Warcraft, but are you good at math? Are you good at writing? Like, you're never going to be the smartest person in all subjects. And that is why we need to work together. But in school, like, after a little while, like once when everybody's potential is seen, like probably like after 3rd grade, and you just keep forming in the middle lane, especially when you keep taking tests, right? And this could work for the benefit too. But like, when you keep taking tests, right, and you're always landing, like, you know, you have like that bar and it says like, the smart kids are here, the average kids are here, you're here, or like the dumb kids or the below average kids are here, and you keep taking tests, right? Every single day you keep taking those tests in school every single year, and you keep getting put right in the middle, and then you get, like, slowly, subconsciously in your mind, you just keep thinking, oh, I am only average. I am only average. I am not exceptional and I'm not below average because I keep taking this test every single year. It's always putting me in the middle. And then that gets into your mind, and then you don't try to excel. You don't try to be the best of who you can be because you are content with being in the middle, because when you were trying hard, all you ended up doing was get in the middle anyway. And this works. This style of workings does work for the smart kids, because then the smart kids are like, every single year, here I am, I'm in the smart category. Every single year I'm in the smart category. Let me keep trying so I'm in the smart category. It works for like the top 25% of kids, but the bottom 75% every single year when they score average or below average, that's all they know and that's all they really care about, because when they try hard, they only score average. So why try really hard? Why not just do it? Why not just do whatever I do? Just be whoever I want to be, and it is what it is, because I'm always going to be average. I'm always going to be below average. It doesn't really matter in life. In that essence, standardized testing, in my opinion, is bad, because it stagnates you. Because I'm sure we have all kinds of people, right? Like, I'm sure if you were a kid, right, every single year in this United States, you take a standardized test to get judged on if you're smart, if you're average, or if you're not smart. And if you're always in the average field, that's subconsciously what you think of yourself. Like, if year after year you keep taking the standardized test and you keep getting average and all your best friends keep getting above average, you see yourself as, unfortunately, stupid. And when you see yourself as stupid, you don't want to work harder than before. You don't want to push through being stupid, because that's all you see yourself as. Because no matter how hard you try, you can't seem break past into the smart category. You're just the average category, and so you give up. You just stop trying and you just accept your fate, even though that's not really your fate. Like, you may just be bad at standardized tests, or maybe it just happens to be every single one of those days you weren't working at 100% efficiency, and it's just bad. It's just fundamentally bad, because I'm sure maybe you guys took these standardized tests, and maybe you were always that kid who got average to below average every single year, while all your friends got above average smart. And when you would share scores, you would feel like a little embarrassed or even ashamed of your score, because everybody else has such better scores than you. And then you start feeling bad, and then you end up losing the passion for learning, because you kind of, like, according to the test scores, you kind of suck at it, even though you're technically average. Because schooling in itself puts everybody, and I mean everybody, on this scale, right? Like, not everybody could be above average, or else there wouldn't be an average in the first place. You know what I mean? Or below average. So like, when you're in like a friend group, right, and you happen to be the dumb one of the group, the dumb one who keeps getting average while everybody else keeps getting above average, you start to like get that internal speak, and you might not even realize it, right? You might not even realize it, but sometimes you'll get that internal speak, and you'll keep saying to yourself mentally or even out loud, oh yeah, don't mind me, I'm just stupid. Or yeah, don't mind me, I'm just dumber than you guys. Which that might honestly not be the choice. Like, that might not honestly be true. Like, you might be smarter than they are. It's just that these metrics say that you aren't. Even though, like, metrics aren't everything. And even if you do metrics over and over again, that still doesn't work. Oh, let's roll. Okay, or we could just not roll. Or don't roll. Bum bum. All Okay, apparently you don't need to roll for chests. Okay, cool. But yeah, I think there is just a problem. And I think, unironically, high school does a great job of this. Because, like, you get tested every single year throughout elementary school and middle school. And then you know what happens? You go to high school and you don't really get standardized tests anymore. Like, you don't really get, except like the SAT and PSAT. But other than that, you're not really getting tested anymore. You're not really getting put up to expectations. Because you gotta remember, right? Kids are extremely impressionable. So if you keep telling a kid, oh, they're below average, oh, they're just average, oh, they're below average, oh, they're just average, the kid will internalize that. They won't fight back. The kid will just be like, oh, okay, I've just always been below average my whole life. You can't get out of it because I've tried to get out of it. You can't get out of it. And that's just bad, man. That's just bad. You are stifling genius right there. You are stifling intelligence. Like, maybe they're just a late bloomer, or maybe like that was just a bad day. And I don't know, I feel like I just keep repeating myself at this point, but it's just weird. Okay, I just want to say, I feel like standardized tests were good. Like, they can be good. Like, for example, I was one of the smart kids. I've always been the smarter kid in my class, and I would always be right here. Like, I would be like right at the end of the line, like right at the end of the line, saying I'm a smart kid. Every single test I would take, I'm a smart kid. I'm a smart kid. And that gave me motivation to keep on learning. But I know for a fact, especially when you keep getting consistently below average, eventually you're going to internalize that and you're never going to really get over it. You know what I mean? You're always going to be in your mind thinking about, oh man, here I am. Unfortunately, I'm always below average. It's sad. This has been a chill stream of discussion right here. Let's frostbolt these guys, right? Let's get them. We're almost done. We gotta kill Omar the Unscarred, and then the guy on the dragon, like Nazun's head. And then, honestly, what gear they drop? The shoulders are now useless. The neck, the staff's an upgrade, I think. You know, I lose spell power. The staff's not even an upgrade. Also, I need to stop. I need to help out the group. What's this? Legs? Oh, that sounds like an upgrade. Bonus healing? Actually, no, that's not even an upgrade either. We're losing bonus damage. Most of this stuff's actually not even an upgrade. I'm just doing it for the XP. You know what I mean? I'm in it for the XP and the love of the game, man. The XP and the love of the game. Omar the Unscarred. So yeah, we'll kill Omar and then we'll turn in the quest. We're not going to have enough time for Blood Furnace, I don't think. I think Blood Furnace is slightly longer of a dungeon. And I'm anticipating getting out of here probably at 3:40. I wanted to end stream around 4. So we're not going to have time for Blood Furnace. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do to, you know, pass the time. You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do to pass the time? Not 100% sure yet, but I'll figure it out. You know. We'll see. Magister's Terrace? Why is Magister's Terrace a dungeon? Oh yeah, Magister's Terrace is a dungeon. Yeah, I'm silly. Interesting, they only released one. Alright, let's go big deeps. Your insolence will bring your death. Or be your death, not bring your death. But yeah, really strange. And I didn't stream yesterday. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, I'm sorry for not streaming yesterday. I know, I just said I'm going to stream every single day from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then immediately after that, I didn't stream yesterday. I was just feeling so tired. I'm telling you, the gym is kicking my actual butt, man. Like every single day, the gym just kicks my butt. And normally I recover pretty easily, but today I did not recover. I felt so tired. I felt like I was just gonna go to bed like at any time. I didn't have any energy to stream, and I thought to myself, should I do a boring stream but still stream, or should I do a better stream with myself actually having sleep and stuff? So I decided to sit down and actually give you guys a proper stream. I hope you all understand, because, you know, I am doing this for you, but I try to think what is right. Like, what is right here? And I don't think I'm going to sit down and give you guys a boring stream, you know? I don't think I want to sit down and be bored and be boring with you because I'm, like, so tired. And, yeah, like, the gym sucks, man. I do the elliptical. Elliptical goes hard. Elliptical goes crazy. It goes absolutely insane, man. Okay, there we go. Let's move right here. But yeah, every single day I hit the gym, hit the elliptical, try to get that high cholesterol down for my heart. I do it right before stream. Like, I do it like an hour before stream, and normally I'm fine, but like that day, man, that day hit me hard. I probably went the hardest I ever went. I went so hard, I guess. I went too hard, and I decided to get really, really sleepy. My body really wanted to recover. In fact, I slept 13 hours. I slept 13 whole hours. And then I woke up, I was like, oh man, what'd I miss? Oh man, I slept for 13 hours. But then I felt great, honestly, once when I get out of bed. So yeah, I decided to take a breather and not stream, and it's fine because we haven't had any momentum yet anyway. It's fine. We haven't. YouTube has been giving me impressions, but they never really give impressions when I'm live. I haven't had any live chatters in my YouTube chat yet, so I mean, we're all chill. I mean, I haven't really let anybody down. I don't think we have any real viewers. Like, I don't think we have any real people that are here to watch the stream and watch the VODs. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, if you're a VOD watcher, please, and I mean please, comment below or comment in the stream. But I don't think we're here yet. I don't think we're at that point. I don't think we're at the point where we have dedicated viewers. I mean, that'd be great, right? That'd be great if we had dedicated viewers, but I don't think we're at that point yet.
I answer a higher call.
Man, this guy is so loud. I didn't realize they were voice acted. Like, this might be some of the first bosses that were voice acted. Props off to Blizzard, man, for voice acting. My lord will be the end of you all. Wait, we don't need to kill the orc. We're not getting the orc's head. We're getting the dragon's head. That is very interesting. Does it say that? Go there and slay the leaders and then bring it back. So that guy is the leader, is he not? That's so weird. That's so strange, honestly. Also, I guess I was wrong. I'm out of here at 3:32. So that was like, what, a 30-minute dungeon? Not even. Probably like a 25-minute dungeon. That's what I kind of like about Burning Crusade dungeons. They're fast and easy. I just feel like Blood Furnace is longer, and I don't want to risk it. Especially trying to get into a group. It did take us a while to get into a group, so I don't think I'm going to risk it. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right, cool. Oh, don't stay in the fire. Yeah, but that's bad. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, this is the chest. So, is this an upgrade? I lose damage, but I gain sockets. But I'm not going to put sockets in my gear, but I gain intellect. I don't even think it is an upgrade. I think it's more for healing. That's probably why it says Life Giver. Alright, GG's. I think it's, well, do I have Thrallmore anymore? No, I don't even have a Thrallmore Hearthstone, so I think it's better just to run back. No! Oh, wait. Oh, I want to do that. Never mind. Yeah, I want to do that. Okay, that takes me back to the entrance. That's another thing, yeah. There is insanely fast shortcuts, too, to get back to the dungeon entrance that Blizzard made. So, that's good as well. Nah, I got to go. Thanks for group, though. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we even have enough time for another Hellfire Ramparts. I don't think we have enough time for another dungeon. That's like the sad thing about dungeons, is that we can't do them all the time. But yeah. I don't know, it says I got 3 likes on my latest YouTube live stream. So maybe we do have VOD viewers? But also, it says I have 0 watch time hours. So I think it's just my viewers clicking on the live stream and then liking it. I think. Which, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I don't really care. It's just weird. Oh, even no, my most recent one was finishing Hellfire, and nobody watched that either. So I don't know. Yeah, we're just waiting, and right now there is a big wave, right? I've seen this with Mr. Pandaria, so I'm not really that concerned. I've seen like these waves before, right? Where I'm live streaming, and you know, at first my streams, they don't really get that much impressions. They don't really get that much oomph, you know what I mean? They don't really get impressions. They don't really get any of that stuff. But then after a while, they get sent out to everybody. And then after a while, people also, oh, I have new talent points, don't I? Holy crap. There we go. Empowered Frostbolt. Yeah, what am I doing? Okay. But then after a while, people end up. Starshard Netherdrake, is that a store mount? I really hope not. That looks really cool. I hope that's not a store mount. Oh, I need to read this quest. Giving the lifeless form of Vaisdrua the Herald, the once over. You discover a rolled letter. It's sealed yet unbroken. An elaborate eye is pressed within the blood red ink. Cracking the note open, the message that you've read is most disturbing. Nazgril back at Thrallmar will definitely want to take a look at this. I don't know why I struggle so hard to read that, like holy crap. Alright, let's talk to this guy first. Weaken the ramparts.
To victory. Be safe.
It's a good start. With these 3 dead, their forces should be in disarray. And with the artillery up here... Oh, and with their artillery up there silenced, we'll have an easier time getting close enough to take the Citadel. But there's more to this than meets the eye. I can feel it. So I'm gonna have something else to do for you. For the time being though, you've done well. Take your pick from any of these in the armory. And I lose spell power, so I don't even think that's an upgrade. So probably once again just take the thing that sells for the most.
For the Horde.
Alright, up here it is Blood Furnace. Mage, you must gather a group to investigate the Blood Furnace within Hellfire Citadel at once. The magical scrying that we have at our disposal indicates that something unnatural is occurring in there, but a powerful force inside is blocking any detailed arcane investigations, so it must be very important. You should expect heavy resistance. No other mission that we sent in there has ever returned. Scout it entirely, then report back to Nazgril, advisor with Thrall, with what you witness.
May your blades never dull.
It's signed by Illidan, you say? Let me have that. Nazgril reads the letter, and then a second time, thinking a moment before going on. The news that you bring is ominous indeed. Knowing this, we must accelerate our plans against Hellfire Citadel and this Blood Furnace. Because you have shown that you can get the job done, I want you to heat up those plans. Centurion Gazgris will give you the next mission though. I expect it to be deadlier than your first. Loktar Ogar.
For the Horde.
The blood is life. Oh, and then he whispers me. Oh, that's kind of cool. The letter is disturbing. And not just because it comes from the betrayer, but because we know how they're creating these new Fel Orcs if we're not to defeat them. It's bad enough that we must fight the Burning Legion on our eastern flank, but now we have a new army of Fel Orcs to the west. You must infiltrate this blood furnace inside Hellfire Citadel. Bring back samples of Fel blood from the orcs that you find in there. That is almost an actually, I think that would be an upgrade. I lose 1 spell power, but I gain all those other stats, so that would be an upgrade.
Be safe.
That is not upgrade though. Okay. So tomorrow we will do Blood Furnace. Well, tomorrow or... Yeah, I'm not 100% positive. Tomorrow or Sunday or Monday we'll do Blood Furnace. Monday especially. Like by Monday we will 100% do Blood Furnace. How about that? So since we have some time to spare, we have a whole 20 minutes. I want to go... And I guess... What should we do here? We'll get a Hearthstone. Yeah, we'll get our Hearthstone up. And I think we'll just accept all the quests. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to accept all the quests. And we'll start Zangarmarsh. Like, well, we will start Zangarmarsh. But I'm sure by the time I'm done reading all these quests, we're chill. And I could use my... Or we could try... Okay, yeah, first thing first. Let's try the PvP quest. Let's see about the PvP quest. We'll see if it's good. We'll see if we're chill. How about that? We'll see if we're good on the PvP quest. And from then, we'll figure out the rest. Because right now, yes, the Alliance do have a hold on all 3 bases. But if there's nobody manning the bases, we can easily grab all 3. Because it does say it is a daily PvP quest, but I would like to complete it just once, just for fun. And if there is no Alliance, we could just easily take the base. Oh yeah, there is no defenders. So we could sit here and we could take the base. And then we can truly, say we completed all the quests in Hellfire Peninsula. Because this is the PvP quest. The only thing is this is going to take a really long time. Broken Hill has been taken by the Horde. Oh, look at that. They're doing that as well. Oh, that kind of sucks then, though, because then we're only going to get Capture the Outlook done, and then these 2 are already going to be filled. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess we'll wait regardless. Okay, so it's probably gonna take, I don't know, 3 minutes. 3 minutes to capture, 3 minutes to capture each one. So that should be chill. Bum 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 bum. Bum ba da 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 da. Bum 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 bum. Dum bum bum ba da dum bum bum ba da da dum ba da da. Come on, bro. Yeah, man. It's crazy how long. Uh-oh. He says level 66. Okay, bro. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. The question is the middle area. Are we taking the middle area? Because if so, I'll get easy completion. That's the only thing is I am level 62. You know, somebody rolls up, they're level 66. Well, there goes my whole progress. How's this going? There's nobody here. I don't even know. I don't think we should do this quest. It would have made sense. Wow, look at that. There's like a tunnel out of here. It would make sense to do this quest. Yeah, it would make a lot of sense to do this quest when everybody's level 60, but now we got like dudes that pull up and they're like level 66, level 65, level 68. You know, we even got level 70s that pull up, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, not gonna do that. You know what I mean? So we'll run back, and then I'll read off all the quests. I'll turn in the one quest from the Cenarian Expedition, and then it should be chill. Honestly, it should just be chill all around. And then it should be 4, and then we'll start the stream tomorrow with Blood Furnace. Ramparts one stream, Blood Furnace next. See if people like the dungeon streams, because that's interesting too. I mean, dungeon streams are important. Yeah, keep on walking. Oh man. Yeah, because it's gonna be a lot of quests. I remember doing Zangra Marsh on my death night, and I remember not liking it, so I don't think I'm gonna have fun here. But we'll still try it. We'll still try it. Then again, I also remember doing Hellfire Peninsula on my death night. I remember it being okay. I do like huge improvement by Blizzard is to implement quest hubs like Thrallmar, like the Barrens. Like the Barrens was such a great zone because of the crossroads, and it had like 65 quests to do. And then Blizzard never really put any other quest hubs back in the game. You know, Falcon Watch, like there was like 3 main quest hubs. Like quest hubs are great, you know, just so I can knock out all my quests at the same time, so I don't have to just do one quest at a time. I think that kind of sucks. How might I aid you? So let's start. The Naga are terrible, yes, but even more terrible are the traitor tribes of the Broken and Lost Ones that helped them. The worst of all are that the Lost Ones of the Unbrave tribe, they use dark magic to trap and enslave others. They're especially cruel to the escaped slaves that would slit my throat if I left the refuge even for a day. Travel to Unbrave village and kill them and their leader, Katu. Until then, I will fear for my life every single day.
May the stars guide you.
The lakes of Zangramars are slowly being drained to water. We don't know why. But we do know that many of the plant species are in danger of becoming extinct. As the expedition's cataloger, it is my job to track and identify these plants so we can better understand what's happening to them. If you would like to help, bring me 3 unidentified plant parts. They can be picked up right from the ground if you're an herbalist, and the indigenous creatures of the swamp may also carry these parts on them. A wanted poster. Wow, that's a lot of wanted posters. Oh, some of them are not available to me yet, I guess. A bounty is hereby declared by the Cenarian expedition leader, Raha Hezvade, leader of the Dark Crest Naga. Hagsgay was last sighted by the Cenarian scouts of the Lagoon, the central southern region of Zangramarsh. The Dark Crest has been linked into numerous attacks against the Cenarian expedition, and their leader is considered extremely dangerous. Those seeking to claim the bounty are advised to report to Warden Hamut. A bounty is hereby declared by the Cenarian expedition on Ratstras Felstrife, leader of the Bloodscale Naga. The Naga sorceress was last sighted at Serpent Lake in the northern region of Zangramarsh. The Bloodscale are to be considered extremely dangerous, and their leader is to be approached with extreme caution. Those seeking to claim the bounty are reported to the warden, yada yada yada. In here? All the way up the tower, I guess. Oh no, my mount can't get up there. Okay. Hail. Hey, it's the warden. Well, these druids of the expedition has been busy studying plants and researching lakes. I've made it my business to deal with the hostiles in the area. Ever since we set foot in Zangramarsh, the Naga have launched lethal attacks against us without warning. We've done our best to keep them at bay, but our resources are limited. I want you to go to the various Naga strongholds in Zangramarsh and show them we're not to be crossed. Bring their claws as proof of your victories. Okay, good. Scared that was gonna kill me. Go over here. Have you observed your surroundings closely, Gandriel? This is an alluring landscape, struggling to keep itself in the balance and losing the fight. If you know where to look, you can see the symptoms. Members of some species rapidly outgrow their peers and become more aggressive. A good example of this uncontrolled growth is the marsh wrecker boglash. If you wish to see it yourself, look no farther than the waterways south of the refuge. Be prepared to defend yourself though. The creature knows no mercy. The Cenarian Expedition. Welcome to the Cenarian Refuge, Gandriel. I hope you come to aid us in our mission. We have much work ahead of us.
Goddess watch over you.
Welcome to Outland. We came to Outland expecting to find small pockets of life. What we discovered in Zangarmarsh was a lush environment with a thriving ecosystem. Our initial assessment of the area was devastating, however. The water levels of the lakes and marshes have constantly been going down since we started taking measurements. The impact of this local animal and plant life is disastrous. Go to Umberfan Lake southwest of here, and look for clues related to this water depletion. And then we will also go quickly run over to this other area and grab these quests as well from the Horde. Just because then hopefully we'll just have a bunch of quests and they'll probably both overlap, so we can just do all the quests at once. That's gonna be my goal / plan at least.
What's beyond your mind?
All right, new flight path. Oh, did I get the old flight path?
You come get the voodoo.
Oh.
Stay away from them.
Wait, no, they don't have a... Okay, they don't have one. Never mind. Wait, do they have an end keeper here then? Or do I got to put my end keeper at the base? That's interesting.
Who you be? Later.
To be honest, I had expected more, but you'll have to do. Welcome to Swamp Rat Outpost.
Spirits be with you, man.
Shadowhunter DJ will no doubt expect to receive a report about my progress in establishing our outpost. I prepared a short summary of what we accomplished here already, but with the loss of Scout Yuba, I can't spare a runner to take a report back to the base of Zabajen to the west. If you're headed that way, would you mind bringing this to him? Shadowhunter DG can be a little intimidating at first, but once you get used to him, he's not so bad.
Stay away from the voodoo.
Rafis was wise to bring me some leather armor. The swamp will render my mail useless before long. I've been replacing these scales bit by bit as I'm able. The Hydra and the marsh have thick, protective scales that stand up well to the dampness of their home. Finding suitable ones is a tedious process though. All too often the best scales are torn or worn too thin to use for my armor. Bring me any good ones you might come across. Get from the Hydra the larger takes.
Stay away.
News from Zangarmarsh. Shadowhunter DG isn't the only one respecting a report from me. Mokusa at Spinebreaker Hold in Terrakar is eager to hear of our progress, especially since most of our messengers travel through there. She asked me to send word once Swamp Rat Outpost was completed. If you wouldn't mind delivering the news, I'd be immensely grateful. We may be up and running, but there is much to be done. To get to Spinebreaker Hold, follow the road south out of Zangarmarsh into Terrakar
Spirits
Forest.
be with you, man. Greetings, man. Later.
Sometimes I wish Danra had sent a shaman with us, or at least given us a totem to keep the Marsh Fang Rippers at bay. This whole place is crawling with pests. It's just not right. Shouldn't something be eating these despicable things? We've all been taking turns playing exterminator. You showed up just at the right time, Gandriel. Congratulations. Now get out there and mop up some of these mush fangs.
Don't be shy. Stay away from the voodoo.
Mashka chuckles softly to herself. I bet if they know that we were wearing bug parts, the fashion trend would end very quickly. We first started killing the bugs around here because they're getting in our way of our construction. Some enterprising merchant stops here, spends the night, and the next thing you know, he's buying up all the bug wings we have. Says he's making clothes out of them, and I'd be sticking to my armor, thanks. But if you gather the wings of any of these fireflies, I'll gladly buy them.
Be careful, man.
Mushroom soup, mushroom stew, mushroom sauce, mushroom. It's all there to eat around here. If you say you're hungry, the cook hands you an axe and tells you to go chop down your dinner. Well, tired of mushrooms. I've seen fish in the lakes around here. Sure, they look like nasty piece of work, but they gotta be better than mushrooms. How much will it cost me to hire you to bring me my first decent meal in weeks? All right. And then, could I fly how much does it cost to fly to Thrallmore? Do I want to fly to Thrallmore, or do I just want to walk?
Relax.
It costs 18 silver, takes 2 minutes. We'll fly back to Thrallmore. First flight path in Outland just being taken right there. Well, first real flight path in Outland. Technically, the first flight path was one at the Dark Portal. But yeah, we'll take that out of here, I guess. That should be chill. We got some nice drums, some nice chill bongos. Yeah, and then we'll arrive at Thrallmore, and then when next you see of this stream, you will see the King Alex Gilbert taking on Blood Furnace. That should be fun. Hellfire Ramparts is down, Blood Furnace is next, and that would just be great, honestly. Should be fun, should be real fun, honestly. Also, slight plug for my video, but I mean, if you made it that far, I would hope you have some interest in me or my commentary or my gameplay. So slight plug, can you come and watch this video, Why Can't We Just Have Fun by King Alex Gilbert. It's my most recent video. I am very curious to hear y'all's takes on it. I hope you enjoyed it truly, because I think it's an interesting video I made, and I think my commentary makes a lot of sense in that video as well. So if you stop by and just click that video real quick, that'd be great, honestly. Why can't we just have fun? It was one of my best rants that I did on these streams. It was so good I decided to clip it. It's only 3 minutes and 37 seconds if you want to watch it. But yeah, other than that, I mean, thank you for watching the stream so far. I mean, it's truly been amazing. You know, we accomplished so much. I mean, we're already done basically with Hellfire Peninsula. We got to come back for Shattered Halls, and we have to kill the Fell Reaver to get the heroic key for Shattered Halls. But other than that, tomorrow should be the end of Hellfire Peninsula. All we have to do is kill the Blood Furnace bosses, you know? So that should be great. All right. Let us land on over here. There we go. Flight paths are actually kind of fast. I feel like this is still when flight paths are faster than actual flying mounts, aren't they? Yeah, then we'll log out in the end, so that way we'll get some crap, what they call it, some rest experience. There we go. And I might as well sell my stuff. I mean, I didn't get much, but I might as well sell it anyway. Can I sell stuff to the vendor? Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, there we go. I don't know if we can do, wait, hold on, is there 11 in the air bosses? That's one thing I want to check real quick. Custom? No. How do you check if there's love in the air bosses? It doesn't look like it. Okay, that's all I want to see. D-list. Oh, D-list back. Okay. I'm interested in if there's the love in the air bosses. I know there is some in Shadowfang Keep and retail, and I just did it, in fact, but I don't know for other places. But yeah, anyway. Boom. All right. Thank each and every one of you for watching the stream, man. I mean, truly, it's been great. I mean, 1 hour and 15 minutes. I know it's a little bit shorter than normal. I know it's supposed to be technically longer. It's supposed to go for 2 hours, and I'm sorry about that. But when you have technical troubles, in fact, my whole computer actually crashed earlier. I forgot to even say that. I know, no excuses, but just wanted to say why it's late. But yeah, I'm King Alex Gilbert, and thank you for watching. If you only watched this for a couple of seconds, or you watched the whole stream. I got the whole tongue twister going on right now. But yeah, let me just turn off my Rumble stream. Oh, no, I have to end the stream first. There we go. Let me turn off my Rumble stream. And then let me turn off my YouTube stream. I'm King Alex Gilbert. Hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing month, amazing year, an amazing lifetime. And like, comment, subscribe to support more of my streams. It's been cool. It's been real. It's been real cool. I'm King Alex Gilbert. See you all in the next stream.